Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Tobacco Free Tuesday webinar, focusing on the Great American Smokeout. Thanks for joining us on a great day to break up with big tobacco. Got some Taylor Swift, the queen of breakup songs. Thanks, Carlo, for the music. So welcome for those just joining on. We'll get started in just a minute. Happy Tuesday. All right. Thank you, Carlo. We'll get started now. We have a lot of great speakers today, a lot to cover, so we want to jump right in. Good morning, everyone. My name is Ashley Smith. I'm the program manager for tobacco projects here at New Jersey Prevention Network. We're here for our Tobacco Free Tuesday webinar, focusing on the Great American Smokeout that will take place on November 20th of this year, every third Thursday in November. We briefly wanted to just share with everybody our team. So we are divided into 3 different regions for our tobacco work. We have our northern team that's on the call, who covers the 7 northern counties. NJPN covers the 7 central counties. We have our southern team at Atlantic Prevention Resources that covers the 7 southern counties. And we do have 2 statewide partners with Lindsay Meyer Teen Institute and the Cooperative. We are funded by the New Jersey Department of Health Office of Tobacco Control and Prevention. We have a plethora of different programs and initiatives that we do at Tobacco Free, focusing on youth, focusing on smoke-free housing, on smoke-free colleges and universities. We do a lot of work with youth use at the point of sale and the retail landscape. We have Working Well Tobacco-Free initiative, of course, our New Jersey Quit Line, and a lot of cessation resources that are available to people as well. And here is our team. So again, our northern team, the Center for Prevention and Counseling, NJPN, Atlantic Prevention Resources, Lindsay Meyer Teen Institute, and the Cooperative. We're all here to support you from all of our different regions. Please reach out to us if you need any support or anything. And now we'll just kind of get into some of the objectives for today. So everybody is aware, we want to address the meaning and history of the Great American Smokeout. We want to discuss about tobacco prevention, education, and cessation options that are available across the state. Everything that we do is free and available to New Jersey residents. We'll bring back ideas and activities to your communities around the Great American Smokeout that you can do in groups, individually across your county and through the state, so we kind of have a uniform approach. And then discuss the resources available from our team for the GASO events and activities. And before we jump into the rest of the presentation, I want to turn it over to our friends at LMTI to do a quick little icebreaker activity with everyone.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Just hope you can see my screen here. You can please feel free to scan the QR code on the screen or go to slideswith.com/point. And we're going to do a little tobacco trivia to kick us off and to sort of get us into the GASO spirit. So I will wait just a moment for all of us to sign in here. Put some music on for us. We'll get started just momentarily. I always love seeing the emojis that people pick out for themselves. Shares our essence, if you will. All right, about 30 more seconds to get signed in if you're not already. And you can join at any point if you're having some technical issues. The URL will be in the corner of each slide. Right. Right. Get on started here. So, first question, how long has the Great American Smokeout been in practice? Has it been 50 years, 25 years, 40 years, or 15 years? Give everyone a moment to get their answers in. And this is graded, so. All right, and the big reveal. The answer is 50 years. Congratulations to everybody who got that. Okay, and in the United States, cigarette smoking accounts for about blank of every 10 cancer deaths. Is it 5, 2, 3, or 4? Ooh, I like how quickly everybody is answering. Got a lot of folks that know this stuff. All right. And our answer is 3. And smoking and exposure to blank cause more than 480,000 deaths in the US every year. So is that smoking and exposure to vaping, to secondhand smoke, to chewing tobacco, or to nicotine products? This one might be a tricky one. And it looks like we have all of our answers locked in. Oop. The correct answer is secondhand smoke. So congratulations to everybody who got that. So we know that secondhand smoke is just as dangerous for all of us as it is to inhale those products. And risk of heart attack drops dramatically after how long after quitting smoking? Is that 1 to 2 years? Is it 6 months, 3 years, or 1 month? Of course, we know that there are a lot of benefits to quitting, but about how long does it take for our bodies to readjust? And it looks like we're all locked in here. And the answer is 1 to 2 years. It does take a little bit longer for our hearts to sort of recuperate, but they will, and that can really be a great thing for the risk of heart attacks. So, e-cigarettes or vapes are perfectly safe devices to help use to help people quit traditional cigarettes. Is this true or is this false? All right, awesome. Looks like we're all good here. And of course, we know the answer is false, right? A lot of companies have tried to market themselves as a cigarette cessation device, but of course, we know now that that is absolutely not the case, and they are just as addictive as traditional cigarettes. True or false, youth with a support system are more likely to be successful in quitting nicotine. All right, awesome, awesome. And yes, of course, the answer is true. We want to make sure that young people in our lives have somebody that they can go to and ask for help and get resources that they need. All right, now to kind of finish us up, I'd love to know what's one word that you have that explains why you're excited about participating in the 2025 Great American Smokeout. There should be a text box on your screen or on your phone that will let you share a word. I'll give you a few more seconds to put your words in, and we'll see what people are excited about and sharing this experience. Let's see what our word cloud has. Ooh, some amazing words here. We have opportunity as one of the most inputted words. We have awareness, longevity, health, healthy, freedom. I love that. I love putting freedom in there. Impact, connections, quitting a bad habit. Awesome. And I love this for all of you and for all of us. And let's learn a little bit more about Gasso and all of the opportunity that we have. Thank you very much.
Okay, so we're going to go back to our presentation just to update you all on some upcoming tobacco trends. And so first we start off with the National Youth Tobacco Survey 2024 data, which did show a decline in youth e-cigarette use amongst high school and middle school students. However, that same report did note that there was an increase in use amongst nicotine pouches amongst both middle and high school students. And if I had to bet some money, when the 2025 survey does come out, it will certainly show an increase in the use of nicotine pouch use amongst youth. So why is that? Nicotine pouches in general are very addictive, right? They come in different nicotine strength levels from something as low as 2 milligrams per pouch, as high as 12 milligram pouch that can be bought regularly in many of your convenience stores. But I've been on a couple trips over the last year, and I have seen nicotine pouch strengths as large as 30 milligrams per pouch. So I know that they exist out there, and I know that companies are producing these products. And quite frankly, a lot of folks who are using the products don't know how much nicotine that they are intaking per day when they are using these products. These can come up to, 20 pouches per can or per tin, and they are using them constantly throughout the day. You might see them referred to as a lip pillow or upper decky. It is a synthetic nicotine powder. So because of that, FDA does not consider them to be smokeless tobacco products. And it is the second most commonly used product amongst middle and high school students. Your top brands, of course, that are being sold out there on the market, Zyn, On, Go, and Velo, in addition to many others. In terms of trends in use amongst youth and adolescents, as I mentioned, that percentage amount was 1.8% of middle and high school students were reporting current nicotine pouch use in 2024, and that number is on the rise. Among students who currently use nicotine pouches, 29.3% reported frequent use, while 22.4% reported daily use, and using flavored products, of course. And we do know that dual use is a problem in terms of young people who are using those pouch products are concurrently smoking commercial cigarettes and vaping, especially amongst youth athletes, which these companies are heavily targeting in their advertisements. Now, what's also interesting about nicotine pouch products is the way that influencers for these types of products are promoting them on social media. Up until this point, TikTok and Instagram have been doing a great job in terms of limiting vape product use and videos being shown to youth on a grand scale, but they are not doing the same thing when it comes to terms of promoting Zyn and other nicotine pouch products. In fact, many of these folks call themselves Zinfluencers, and they are promoting products in combination of eating the best candy while using the products, the best type of caffeinated beverages to drink, and even alcohol. Advertising these largely to youth, and this is becoming very popular across multiple social media platforms now. Um, I would highly encourage you to not type in your search bar of any of those apps anything that has to do with Zyn or Zinfluencer, because your For You page will become inundated with content creators making content featuring Zyn or other nicotine pouch products. It'll get to a point where you have to clear like everything in your phone for it to disappear from your For You page. So just think about that. But you can see plenty of examples of these online. Now, nicotine pouches aren't just synthetic nicotine powder. They do have cellulose plant fibers in them, pH stabilizers to make them more appealing in terms of using the product so it doesn't taste harsh. They do have ammonia, chromium, formaldehyde, and nickel. So there are some cancer-causing chemicals within these products as well as heavy metals. We know that the average consumer is using about a half a can per day, somewhere between 8 to 12 pouches, and then the nicotine intake is different based upon the level of strength of the product that they do use. As I mentioned before, they can come from as little as 2 milligrams all the way to 30, depending upon the product that they are using. Now, just to give you a little Great American Smokeout history, for those of you who have been here with us for some time, or if you are new to this field of work, learning about what Great American Smokeout is, it is the annual event that is sponsored by the American Cancer Society, focusing on encouraging Americans to quit tobacco smoking and vaping and other tobacco product use. People are challenged to stop smoking for at least 24 hours as a first step in their quit journey to lead them to be living a smoke-free or tobacco-free life. Now, in 1974, Lynn R. Smith spearheaded the first Don't Smoke Day. And in November of 1976, the first official Great American Smokeout through the California Division of the American Cancer Society was held. And it's reported that that day, 1 million people quit smoking for the day, which is a huge, huge accomplishment. And this sparked a series of smoke-free laws and regulations that started to occur in California, and then it was created into this nationwide movement. In 1977, Berkeley, California limited smoking in restaurants and public places. In 1983, California actually restricted smoking in private workplaces. And believe it or not, it took until 1990 for there to be a federal law prohibiting smoking on all domestic flights. And that's kind of crazy to think about now, because every time I get on a plane, that's one of the first things that, your flight attendant goes over. There is no smoking, no vaping, no tobacco product use allowed on the flight. And then, of course, they go into detail. Don't mess with the smoke detectors in the restrooms, right? So we know that it's crazy. We're in 2025, 1990. That's 35 years it's been a prohibition on domestic flights. And here's a picture from one of the first Great American Smokeouts. I always love looking at this picture, especially when we're going over this with the youth, and they point out like the hairstyles and the dress of the folks back then. You could see all of the cartons of cigarettes that sort of have been tossed in the middle. Everybody's wearing cigarette butt costumes, and they're really turning this into a celebration too. You got a band playing on stage, and folks ready to have a good time and, of course, celebrate the Great American Smokeout. And I'll go ahead and pass it over to Elise.
Thank you, Carlo, for that trend update and a look back. And I'm going to talk to you about the 2020 Surgeon General's report on smoking cessation. It was the 34th Surgeon General's report, and it was the first on smoking cessation since 1990. And there were 10 key findings. The scientific evidence supported the 10 key findings. And so things that I feel like a lot of us maybe have heard before, the increased health benefits of quitting, your improved quality of life, reduced risk of premature death, decade of life expectancy that you get from quitting, the financial burden on smokers, on the healthcare system and society. So that would be, that would be a benefit, right, of attributed to quitting. That there would be healthcare, these savings. Smoking cessation increases or decreases the adverse health effects for things like COPD and cancers. And then this was an interesting finding that more than 3 out of 5 US adults who have ever smoked cigarettes have quit, although a majority of cigarette smokers make quit attempts each year. Less than 1/3 use cessation medications approved by the FDA or behavioral counseling to support quit attempts. And the report goes on to say, of course, that using those evidence-based treatments makes a quit attempt more successful. And I was thinking of our word cloud from Caitlin, and the word opportunity was a big word. And, that's an opportunity there, right? That people need to use those evidence-based treatments. The report highlighted that there were considerable disparities that exist in the U.S. populations regarding quitting and tobacco use. There is a 2024 Surgeon General's report all about tobacco-related disparities that would be a very good complementary document to this. And insurance coverage, of course, helps to, if it's comprehensive and barrier-free to cessation, that is also something that promotes quit attempts. Also very cost-effective. That was another thing, that all these measures are very cost-effective. Cigarettes are mentioned as something, again, that we heard in the, was a question in our quiz earlier, that they are not, right, an approved mechanism for quitting. And then lastly, that maintaining comprehensive statewide tobacco control efforts, taxes and raising cigarette prices, smoke-free policies also help enhance quit attempts. All right, and then now we're going to hear about all of the amazing opportunities and resources that we have here in New Jersey. And we know, those of us who do things nationwide, we know New Jersey's got some really wonderful quit resources available to our residents. So I'm going to pass it over to Maya.
Thanks, Elise. And so, yeah, New Jersey is one of the best states when it comes to quit resources, because we have so many of them that can help with smoking, vaping, and other tobacco and nicotine products. Services are all evidence-based and they're available in different formats ranging from in-person, virtual, and hybrid settings. And the programs we're going to talk about in this section are also not exclusive to each other. So you can encourage your clients to enroll in multiple programs if you feel that they need that additional support, or if they've tried something in the past and need something different. So at the cooperative, we do oversee 3 of the cessation programs, starting with Moms Quit Connection for Families. This is a free one-on-one counseling service specifically for pregnant individuals, parents, and caregivers of children 8 years or younger. So if you have any clients that have young children and use tobacco or nicotine products, this is a great program to help them quit and reduce that level of secondhand and thirdhand smoke that the child at home is exposed to. This includes anyone actively trying to conceive or working with children as well. So daycare workers and teachers are all eligible. To enroll in this program or refer your client, you can call the number on the screen here or visit momsquit.com. We also have Quit for Kids, which is a texting support program for the same population as Moms Quit Connection. So again, the pregnant people, parents, caregivers of young children. Clients are automatically referred from the perinatal risk assessment, but they can also self-enroll. And this service sends personalized weekly text messages encouraging clients to quit, but also reminding people to take care of themselves because quitting is very difficult. So I can go to the next slide. Okay. So we also have the New Jersey Quit Line, which is a free statewide program. It's 24/7 multilingual telephone and web-based counseling for anyone 13 or older who is ready to quit smoking or vaping. Participants get 5 free sessions with a quit coach, and quit coaches are trained in working with diverse populations. To enroll, you can have your clients self-enroll by calling the number on the screen or visiting njquitline.org. To make sure everyone is aware of services that can help our youth, I also want to emphasize that this program is available to youth 13 or older, and it has content that is tailored to youth. And so to continue with youth cessation services, I will pass it over to Juliet.
Perfect. Thank you, Maya. I appreciate it. So the X program, which is previously known as This Is Quitting, as you can see here, is a free mobile program by the Truth Initiative. It's designed to help people ages 13 and up quit vaping. And to enroll, you can text X program to 88709. And I'll pass it over to Kim to talk about the quit centers.
All right. Thank you, Maya and Juliet. So hopefully everyone knows that we are very fortunate to have 11 quit centers across our state. I'm just going to go over the different ones that we have and what counties they're actually located in, but just be aware that many of our quit centers, or most of our quit centers, do have hybrid services. So even though we're only in the 11 counties, we can service the entire state. So Atlantic Prevention Resources, our Atlantic Quit Center, we cover Atlantic County. Cape Assist down in Cape May covers Cape May County. The Inspira Quit Center covers Cumberland, Salem, and Gloucester. RWJ covers Essex, Essex, Mercer, Middlesex, Monmouth, and Ocean. And then Hackensack Meridian Quit Center covers Hudson and Passaic counties. So I'm going to share a little bit about some of the specialty groups that we have through our quit centers. We do have a youth quit group that is aimed at youth ages 14 to 18. That is on Zoom. And all of the information about these different quit groups and even our quit centers and all of our quit services can be found on our Tobacco Free NJ site. We also have a Spanish speaking group through RWJ and an LGBTQ plus tobacco cessation group that is through Inspira. Okay, I just wanted to, we're going to highlight two of our quit centers today. I'm going to stop sharing screen. We actually have a client here with us today. Her name's Mia. Ashley is going to conduct a little interview with her, and she's going to share about her experience with our Atlantic Quit Center. So this is Mia.
Thank you, Kim. So I'm Ashley Bushman. I'm one of the counselors at the Atlantic Quit Center, and I had the pleasure of working closely with Mia in her quit journey when she came to our group. So to start us off, Mia, can you tell us why you wanted to quit smoking? What made you decide to join our quit center?
Well, I had gone to the doctors and she said, you need to do, there's two things. You can either quit smoking or we'll be seeing you at your funeral soon. So she said, would you be interested in quitting smoking? I said, absolutely, 100%. I have 4 grandkids I need, well, at the time I had 3, but I have grandkids I need to be around for and my, you know, my family and whatever have you. And she handed me a folder that had all the information I needed to start coming to quit groups. So I was on my way home in the car and actually called to schedule I guess you do the questions in the beginning, the assessment.
Yep, did a little question.
Did the
assessment with
assessment
you.
and then I started coming and then here I am. So,
That's awesome. So how did the Quit Center help you in that quit journey?
well, they helped me with a lot of different ways. The NRTs being free was big because not many people can afford those. And the combination of the group, the NRTs, and the counseling, number one, the counseling, I think, because of the education you get. And it's all very informative and it helps with your decision and with being able to do it in a smart way. The NRTs used on a regular basis was a big help with me quitting. I had my coffee every morning, and by my coffee pot was my patch. And I kept lozenges in my purse that I could utilize throughout the day. But that was my routine. Every single morning, I put that patch on. Um,
And you had a sticky note on your coffee pot that I know a lot of other people in group have utilized that
yes,
tool as
I would put a
well.
sticky note, don't forget your patch every morning. So
That's
it,
great.
you know, and I've gained a family through this
Mhm.
too. I mean, it's been wonderful.
So you just celebrated your 3rd anniversary smoke-free, 3 years. So
October 17th. Yep.
that's huge. So happy for you. How has your life changed?
Oh my gosh, dramatically. My energy levels through the roof. I sleep better. I can exercise and not break a sweat. Like we just went to Niagara Falls where there's a lot of hills and steps and didn't break a sweat, wasn't out of breath. It was wonderful. I felt so good.
That's awesome. And I know you've shared some blood work that I'm almost immediately
Yes.
after quitting had
A
tremendous
month after I quit, yes.
improvements there. Great. So what are you doing on a daily basis to stay smoke-free, to stay motivated?
In the beginning, it was just keeping my hands busy, diamond painting and drawing and coloring those adult coloring books and things like that. But now I don't think about it. So there's not really anything that makes me, other than it's gross when I'm around it. So it makes me realize just how, you know, important it was for me to quit. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
If you could describe your life, how would you feel now in one word? What would that word be?
divorced.
So you broke up with tobacco permanently.
Broke up with an abusive
Very on theme, Mia.
partner that controlled my life, and they don't control it anymore.
Yeah, your thoughts, your daily actions, everything.
Yeah.
The money was a big thing for you too. What do you put that money towards now that you save?
Working on fixing my house up to move and taking a lot of vacations, a lot of nice trips with my husband.
I think that's
Didn't
wonderful.
do before, so
Well, we are so proud of you and we really appreciate you coming on today and talking to
thank
us.
you.
Nice to hear from somebody that
You.
had a real great experience.
Yeah, you guys have made it 100% easier. And if this program ever goes away, I don't know what I'm gonna do. It's just, yeah, it's been my life now, my new life.
You're the best.
Yeah.
We'll talk to you soon. I'll pass it back to
Hey, sounds
Kim.
good. Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thanks, Mia. You know, it's just so wonderful to see through our quit centers, people changing lives, saving lives. So I want to go next to Cindy Kinsella from RWJ. She's just going to talk a little bit about her quit center, the process there, or the quit centers. They have 6, and then share a little video. So Cindy, you can take it away.
Thanks, Kim. Hi, everyone. I'm Cindy Kinsella. I'm the Tobacco Liaison for RWJ Barnabas Health Nicotine and Tobacco Recovery Program. Like Kim said, we cover 6 of the New Jersey quit centers in Monmouth, Mercer, Middlesex, Essex, Ocean, and Union. Our program is a free 8-week treatment program, and we provide the patch, the gum, the lozenge to individuals that qualify. Next slide, please. So referring to our program is easy. So internally, our providers refer patients through Epic. Anyone in New Jersey can enroll in our program by visiting our landing page, filling out a form. They can call us at our quit line. And for providers not on Epic, schools, health departments, outpatient facilities, we have a referral form we share with them and they email us. Treatment is by appointment only and telehealth counseling is available. So we have phone one-on-one counseling, group and Zoom, and anyone can go to any of our 6 counties in person. All of our tobacco treatment specialists do have office hours. Next slide, please. So this is an overview of our evidence-based treatment program. Once we receive the referral, we send it out to our tobacco treatment specialist. They have 5 to 7 business days to make their first call, and they have 2 weeks to follow up with their second call. So the first one is the assessment, which goes over their health history and smoking history, and that's about 45 minutes. And then each session is about 10 to 30 minutes. They work on coping skills, triggers, the components of addiction. They work on how to use the medication properly, medication follow-up, if they're having any side effects, cravings, triggers. And, you know, it's really important that these sessions happen weekly. And as you can see, graduation is the last week of the program, but it really doesn't stop there. We do have many people graduate and we celebrate the small steps along the way, but they can continue with limited support. We encourage them to go to our Monday night quit group, and we also let them know that they're eligible to re-enroll at the 7-month mark. And so that is our program. And then now we're just going to see a short video of our patient, Rob, and his inspiring quit journey.
Well, I started smoking 35 years ago, roughly. I was not young when I started. I was in my mid-20s, and I was living abroad in a country where smoking was pretty common and working in an office where virtually everyone smoked. So unfortunately, I picked it up then. I had never even tried a cigarette before then, and quickly found that I was smoking a pack a day, just like many of my coworkers. And from that day until recently, I was a heavy, or reasonably heavy smoker. Again, about a pack a day. I'd made several efforts to quit along the way. Whenever I thought I was doing well, I would sneak the occasional cigarette, and sure enough, I became a full-on smoker again. So obviously that wasn't working. And fortunately, now I am no longer a smoker. This time, fortunately, I did it with a specialist, an addiction specialist who I worked with, who helped me get over the hump, took great interest in my journey to try to quit, and I'm not sure that the only reason I was able to quit this time was because of him, but certainly I wasn't able to do it without him before. In fact, during the first conversation I had with my counselor, he said, "So do you want to quit?" And I said, "Actually, I don't want to quit yet. I want to quit. And maybe I'm not quite ready, but hopefully working with you will get me to actually want to quit." Because I recognized early on the only way you can do this is when you truly want to quit. You cannot quit for others, is at least what I learned for myself. And after I realized that I had support and someone who took an interest in me and someone who I could really talk to about, the entirety of my addiction, the emotional, the physical, the mental, I then did want to quit, partly because I knew that someone was devoting their time to helping me, and that was a big part of the process, knowing that there was someone there who was an expert, who took an interest, who was there for me during those moments when it's not easy, or even those moments when you just have questions as to whether you're doing the right thing or not. That helped a lot. So I quit for me in the end, but it was also nice to know that I was quitting because, or on behalf of someone who was helping me along the way, and I did not want to waste his efforts because I know that he put a great deal of time and energy and effort into helping me. Today is day 236 without a cigarette, and I feel so much better. I breathe better, I'm not coughing as much, my endurance is better, I can walk flights of stairs, I can jump rope again, I'll start running again. I smell better physically, my sense of smell is better, and I also don't smell in front of other people, which I think is appreciated by them. To me, it's the smartest thing I've done in a long, long time, and I don't want to go through it again. I'm very proud looking every day at my iPhone and seeing the number of days that I've been without a cigarette and feeling good about that and not wanting to go back and not wanting to reset that clock.
Awesome, thank you. So now we're moving on to GASO events and resources. My name is Tanya Bansimer, and I'm a Northern Regional Coordinator for Incorruptible Us. Incorruptible Us is a youth tobacco action group, and every county in New Jersey does have a group. So coming up, we have an exciting GASO primer event. It is November 18th at 6 o'clock. Anybody is free to register and join this primer with the youth. Again, it will be youth-led, and they will be speaking about the Great American Smokeout and other topics, mental health, obviously vaping. So they will be speaking about all these great topics and sharing events that they are doing in their county as well. So you can register. The registration will be in the chat. Feel free to scan the QR code as well. In addition to the primer that we also have a lot of great events in each county. Some of our groups are school-based. You can see here some of them are have tabling events coming up for the Great American Smokeout, where they can share those resources that we do have available, wristbands. We're always trying to promote cessation resources, especially with youth to quit vaping. They can also take the pledge to be tobacco-free and smoke-free as well. We do have a lot of groups that present Don't Get Vaped In as well to not only their peers, but also the middle and elementary school youth. So stay tuned. These pictures were from last year's event. So make sure you're following your county page to see what they're doing this year for GASO. And I will pass it to Kim to share about Atlantic County Youth.
Yeah, so about a week and a half ago, we had the opportunity to take some information that we had gathered from tobacco assessments in one of our local towns here in Atlantic County, Egg Harbor Township. We went into all of the retail stores that sell any tobacco products. We educated the workers, the store owners, the managers, just about the importance of not selling to underage and about the flavor law. We then had the opportunity to take that information to our local mayor and township committee. And we did this with our Incorruptible Us youth. We actually had 5 youth from Atlantic County that you can see dressed up and wrote speeches about how vaping was impacting their lives and their fellow peers. So they shared their experiences with the mayor and with the township committee. And then we just educated them about the importance of having strong, restrictions in towns or in municipalities when it came to flavors and, the Tobacco 21. So we have a young lady's speech here that you're going to hear. She did a fabulous job, and we're just so proud of our Incorruptible Us youth just taking it out into their community and educating our legislators about this.
Good evening to both the mayor and the members of the township committee. My name is Trinity Anderson, and I'm here to speak about something that has impacted my generation greatly, youth vaping. I've seen firsthand the grip it has on people who don't even realize how much it controls them. As both a student and an athlete, it's hard to watch teammates who used to be strong and full of energy now struggle to keep up due to their newly adopted habits. What's even harder is seeing friends who want to quit but feel like they can't. Vaping has become so common that it almost feels normal now. You see it in bathrooms, in hallways, even at games. It's everywhere. Even if you don't partake in it, you come across it one way or another. These products are designed to look harmless, with bright colors, candy flavors, sleek packaging, even built-in games, all made to attract younger users. A lot of students have been told vaping is safer than smoking, but that's just another lie being sold to us. If we really want to fix this problem, we can't rely on punishment alone. Suspending or disciplining students doesn't solve what's actually going on. What helps the most is education and real support. Students need to be taught the truth about these products, and when they get caught, they should have access to resources that help them quit, not just face the consequences. Punishment doesn't ultimately solve the problem and stop the person from vaping. Overcoming addiction takes understanding and compassion, not fear. But education isn't enough on its own. We also need stronger enforcement of the laws that already exist. For example, New Jersey already has a flavor ban, yet flavored vapes are still being sold everywhere in local stores. That ban needs to be enforced. Teens wouldn't be drawn to vaping if it didn't taste and smell like candy, which was the core reason flavors were created in the first place, to target youth so that these companies could get more money. That's all it was ever about. These companies don't care about the consumers and what harmful products they are giving out, along with who they're giving out to. As long as they're making money, they won't stop. This is why we need stricter rules on youth-targeted flavors and marketing, and tougher penalties for the stores and companies that keep selling to minors or ignoring these bans. I think it would be useful if there were inspectors to regularly check these vape shops and convenience stores to make sure they're following these regulations. Right now, too many stores are selling banned products without consequences, and even if they do pay fines, as of now, it's like pocket change compared to the amount of money they're making from the people buying their products. Having local inspectors or compliance checks would hold these businesses accountable and make it harder for them to get away with breaking the law. If stores knew someone was watching, they'd be less likely to take those risks. I've also seen a rise in ads for nicotine products like Zyn pouches promoted as healthier and easier to use, as well as the rise of vape alternatives all over social media, such as melatonin pens, lung cleansers, and relaxers. They're marketed as safe and nicotine-free that can be used by all ages when they're just as harmful. These are the messages kids are seeing every day, and there should be stronger regulations to stop them. Lastly, schools need to have real quit resources for students, whether it's a program within the school or a connection to help outside of school. Students should be able to reach out without fear or embarrassment. At the end of the day, my generation just wants the chance to grow up healthy and free, not addicted to something we were tricked into thinking was harmless. The flavors that are supposed to be banned are still on the shelves, the ads are still everywhere, but the truth is we can stop this. We just have to act now. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Kim. It's always great to see our youth in action, whether they're speaking in front of a town council, a board of ed meeting, any chance that they can get in front of the adults is just a great opportunity for them. So now moving forward to our youth created content, our youth advisory board has been busy creating content. The two images on the right are from last year, but the one on the left is from this year. So again, they are creating content that they think would resonate with their peers to promote the Great American Smokeout. So make sure you're following the Incredible Us Instagram page to see more what they're creating. And our tobacco-free webpage, is everything Great American Smokeout. Along with our theme, it's a great day to break up with tobacco. There is a toolkit that is available for download, and it does have some different ideas that you can do, whether it's in your school groups or county chapters. Even if you're not school-based or have any youth, you can still do these different activities, whether it's at your workplace or any other place that you think would be great to do this at. You can also share what you're planning for Great American Smokeout on our website as well. And we would love to hear what you're doing. Feel free to add us also as a collaborator on your social media pages. Again, we would love to see everything you're doing for GASO. And we have a lot of great resources available also for download. Here is how to help a friend quit with all these different ideas on what you can do to help them. The one in the center, the rack card, is also a QR code to scan to take you to our website, for tobacco and cessation resources. And on the right, how to fight nicotine cravings, just some different ideas that we came up with in the Great American Smokeout work group that we've been running every Tuesday. So this was a collaboration effort with other agencies and community members. So thank you for participating in that. And you can see that these cards are available also for download. So feel free to share these resources as well. And some additional resources we have here, bookmarks. And then on the right, the rack card, it's not love, it's an addiction. We are here to help. Just showing that, you know, the benefits when you do quit smoking and vaping, within 20 minutes, there are a lot of great benefits to your health. And of course, in 10 years, your lung cancer risk is about half of that person who is still smoking. So a lot of great resources that we do have available. If you do not want to download, you can attend our regional tobacco collaboratives, which we will also have these resources available there for picking up as well. And on to digital backpack. This digital backpack is also available on our website. And again, it's digitally. So when you do click on it, it does take you either to a website for an article, some information. It does take you also to social media, whether that's YouTube, TikTok, or Instagram. We did try to make it not only youth focused, but also to reach the adults as well. A lot of this input was from our youth group, Incorruptible Us, and they showed us, you know, what they are seeing on their social media pages. So we did incorporate that as well into this digital backpack. And it is, you know, Great American Smokeout related, sharing a fun playlist that you can have with breakup songs. There's a cool reel that Atlantic County did with their youth for the Great American Smokeout. So feel free to download it from our website. And the last 3 pages of the digital backpack are hot topics. This is updated on a quarterly basis based on what we are seeing with the latest products, the latest tobacco news, the crackdown on these vapes. You know, we did talk about how flavored vapes are illegal. We did talk about what is going on to get these products off the shelves. And athletic nicotine is the latest one that we are seeing as well. Carla did talk about nicotine pouches. Now we're seeing a lot of these nicotine pouches are being targeted towards athletes. And the one hot topic is with Joe Rogan is actually promoting athletic nicotine, you know, saying on his podcast that it does apparently help athletes with their focus and performance. So this is just another way that they're trying to get their products to reach kids and athletes. And the last 2 pages are our youth and school resources, as well as a crit resource, which we did go over. Again, everything is very interactive. You can click on it and it will bring you to other resources. And be sure to follow our Incorruptible Us Instagram page, as well as your county page. And you can see all the great things that the youth are doing in every county. You can feel free to, you know, connect with your county groups as well. If you have a business or if you have an event going on in your agency, the youth love being involved. Just feel free to reach out to your youth coordinator in your county.
It's the Great.
And we have some fun reels that we want to share with you from the National Conference on Tobacco or Health. Carlo, you can go ahead and play them.
It's the Great American Smokeout. Great day to break up with big tobacco.
The Great American Smokeout.
Break up with big tobacco.
And split from the Nick.
And I'll pass it over to Caitlin for LMTI.
Thank you, Tanya. Just to reiterate a lot of what has already been said, we've been talking a lot about different health benefits and a lot of different things that adults go through when they quit smoking and quit nicotine. And the young people in our lives that are using nicotine, whether they're vaping or using the products like Zyn, they're also going to experience a lot of those same symptoms when they decide to quit. So we want to make sure that we are having a lot of grace and a lot of compassion for the young people, the young adults, the teens in our lives who are going on this quit journey. You know, none of us are susceptible to advertising and things like that. And sometimes young people make decisions that they, that have consequences, and it's up to us to make sure that we're supporting them in all the ways that that we can. So we know that nicotine withdrawal causes things like intense cravings and trouble sleeping and worsened anxiety and depression. And a lot of the reasons why a lot of young people begin using nicotine or tobacco is because they're experiencing heightened anxiety and stress and depression. So we want to make sure that we're showing compassion and allowing ourselves to, allowing them to be vulnerable with us and help them to access the resources that they need to quit.
Thank you, Caitlin, and thank you everyone, our Quit Centers, Mia for sharing your story, and everybody that has joined. We have a couple more slides for you before we get into some questions. We have a call to action. What's next, right? What do we want to do after we had this conversation with all of you? We would love for you to participate in our tobacco store assessments. And we have gone out and trained our regional prevention partners, public health professionals, to go out into the tobacco retailer landscape to see stores across the state to check and see what are they selling, right? We know as of April 2020, all flavored e-cigarettes are illegal. So we're going on almost 6 years now, and we still see tobacco retailers that are selling illegal flavors. And we know that that's what young people are interested in, how that hooks them onto the product. So we'd like to train you, if you're interested, going out into the field, assessing these stores, seeing what they're selling, and then we can send the violations to the FDA and see so that these stores can be accountable for selling to young people, because we know use starts at the point of sale. We have done over 2,400 surveys so far across the state with all of our partners, and we're seeing that 45% of those stores that have been surveyed are selling illegal flavored products. So almost half of the stores, something that we really need to hone in on to make sure young people stay away from these products. We'd love for you to connect with our regional tobacco collaboratives. Again, we have a northern team, a central team, and a southern team coming up. We'll drop the registration links so everybody can join. We'll be focusing on Great American Smokeout. All these resources that were shared with everyone, you'll be able to get printed to bring to your communities. Plan a local GASO event. Ask us if you have any questions. Again, that toolkit that's on our website is a huge asset with activities that have already been done that you can copy and bring to your community. Share the social media assets, create your own. I'm sure all of you are beautiful behind the camera and interested in taking videos. So we'd love to receive those and have a uniform approach, and then distribute the digital backpack and resources that Tanya shared with everybody. Would be great to bring that across the state so we all are aware of what Great American Smokeout is. The next slide is a QR code for the regional tobacco collaboratives. Again, we have the links in there for you to join, but you can scan the QR code, which will take you to an email to join our events. Now we'd love to turn it over to you if you have any questions or comments. We know there were some questions in the chat. Please feel free to drop in the Q&A if you have any questions. We'd love to hear from you. We know we shared a lot of information, so anything that you have, we'd love to hear from you. We do actually have a question in the chat, the Q&A. It is, what is the comparison of nicotine milligram levels between a cigarette, vape, and pouches?
So I'll go ahead and answer that. That is all dependent on like level of absorption. So it is sort of understood that like the level of absorption of nicotine content that someone intakes when they smoke a cigarette is about 2 milligrams of nicotine, right? So that's how we can sort of measure that one pack of cigarettes is equivalent roughly to 40 milligrams of nicotine, right? If you were to inhale and smoke all 20 of those cigarettes per pack. The nicotine pouches, those pouches come in different milligram amounts as well. So as I showed you on the graphic, there was a 2 milligram pouch of on, but the majority of the pouches that are sold are somewhere between 4 and 12 milligram per pouch, with 20 pouches per tin. As I mentioned, the average user is using between 8 to 12 pouches per tin per day. So their nicotine content that they intake is going to be different depending upon that milligram amount and how many pouches that they are regularly using. For vape products, it gets more difficult because it all depends upon how long it takes that person to go through a particular device. A lot of your disposable products have now that they have 600 to 1,000 milligrams of nicotine per product. A lot of them are coming in 20 milliliter containers, and they are different nicotine strength levels. So to determine how much nicotine your disposable product has, you need to multiply the amount of liquid within the product. So if it's a 20 milligram, or sorry, 20 milliliter container, so that's how much liquid it has in it. For every 1% of nicotine strength, that is worth 10 milligrams of nicotine. So, if it is a 5% strength product, that means for each 1 milliliter of liquid, there is 50 milligrams of nicotine, right? So you'll multiply that based upon how many milliliters of liquid per product. That's how much nicotine is in it. So it's different per user, how long it takes someone to go through that product, whether that is a week or 2 weeks. I mean, honestly, it's different per person. So you can't really like compare that unless you know how long it's taken that person to go through that product.
Great. Thank you so much, Carlo, for sharing that. Another question is, how can I help students who don't want their coaches, parents, or teachers to know they are addicted to nicotine? If anyone from the team wants to answer that, that works with our youth in schools.
Yeah, I was just going to say, the Become an X program would be a great place to start because they don't need parental permission to get on or to join that program. I know we shared that resource here. For our Youth Quit group, they do need parental permission to join that. But we can always give them resources or provide you with resources. It's just a little touchy when it comes to, needing that parental permission. 12th grade, seniors, yeah. Yeah, Chris, if you want to reach out, we'll provide you with some additional resources and support.
Yeah, Emily, I see your response come through the Q&A. Um, it is with the vape products, it's very hard to do the math. Smoking cigarettes, nicotine pouches, even chewing tobacco is, roughly easy in comparison to the vape products that exist now. In terms of 2025 in comparison to 2020, 2021, where people were, using a Juul pod a day, that was a very easy equivalent. You could say, one Juul pod was equivalent to a pack of cigarettes, which it is roughly. And you could help that person quit using NRT properly. I've talked to many folks who have tried to quit vaping or they're in a quit vaping journey, and they don't know how much they use per day. It's pretty hard to explain to somebody simply using a nicotine pouch, or nicotine patch rather, 21 milligram pouch is going to help you necessarily quit if you were using 80 milligrams of nicotine a day, right? I mean, the patch or NRT with counseling is going to help you, but you have to figure out how much someone is intaking first, and it's just very difficult to do with vape products. It's also one of the reasons vaping is not an approved quit method for somebody to quit smoking cigarettes. A lot of clients end up using more nicotine vaping than they do smoking cigarettes.
Thank you, everyone, for your questions and comments. We really appreciate your time today for our Tobacco Free Tuesday webinar. Thank you to our tobacco team and all our guest speakers and our quit centers that were able to join us and share today. We will share the email and the recording with everyone. It will be housed on our website under the Tobacco Free Tuesday section, so you can go back and rewatch this and share this with anyone that wasn't able to join. Thank you for your time, and we look forward to hearing from you and seeing the great work that you do for the Great American Smokeout. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.